uSports Central, Adam Deal, Charles Ashley. St. Pius looking sharp. Sandia's looking sharp. Both those teams fun to follow. Sandia's starting to peak at the right time, though. We haven't been talking about District 2, 6A, nothing but negative things to say about that district. Now we can really look at this team.
True.
Are they a threat to make a little run here now?
Well, yeah, when you think about every time we've talked about Sandia, we've always stressed if their guards could develop, if they can finally get some type of stability with their guard play to get the ball to those bigs, open the floor for Cruz to drive to the basket. Tapia, a pleasant surprise because they didn't have anyone knocking down those threes. Now they got something going.
He's got good form too. He fits the part. You talked about it. They need a guard. They need a guard to get going. Tapia and Cruz are those guys. Cruz has stepped up as a leader. Look, it's Monzano, though, right? So we can't get way ahead of ourselves.
But we didn't.
But they went to Valley. Didn't just beat the Vikings, who are hotter than anybody in the state. They smashed them up in Valley.
Yeah, no problem with Valley. They had decent guard play. They had enough. They limited their turnovers. They got to their bigs. Roden and Abbott were a monster down there. Teton Saltese is not enough to stop those multiple bigs that Sandia can throw at you. You get multiple bigs. Now
that they've kind of figured out, really, I want to know, do you think that they can make a run when the tournament starts? Because they're going to be in the tournament.
Well, yeah. Now we got to think about they win a district. Where would they be seated?
That's the interesting thing.
There could be a team that's playing them with 20 wins, playing a
maybe they're in the Max Preps top 10, maybe they're not. We'll show you that top 10 a little bit later, so make sure you keep it right here.
I'm interested
I can't wait
to see where the people are going to put them. Max Preps, this is what we use. It's computer-based or whatnot, but I want to see if they impressed enough of the voters with the poll tomorrow coming out from the NMO TSC poll coming out. I wonder if they did enough this week to crack that top 10 with a lot of people losing last week.
Well, let's move forward here as the Cleveland Storm taking on the Cibola Cougars. Another district game. You thought that Cibola can pull this upset, yes? Well, let's get to it. Cibola High School, the Storm coming in undefeated in district, 1 loss on the season, and Marcus Williams had his way most of this game, a steal up and in. That's a quick start for the Cleveland Storm. And Charles, like I said, Marcus Williams. He's so tough on the low block.
Snatched that away from him, too.
Over Christian Cunningham. Christian Cunningham was quiet in the first half, but he did have this bucket off the window. Christian Cunningham, one of the better players in the state.
One of the better players, but this is what Cibola needs to do. Get other people into it. Maldonado in the paint right there. Ball movement, wide open. Maldonado again, the lucky lefty. Nice stroke right there. Looking good. Cleveland trying to keep it close. Look at that. I don't even know how the pass got there. Garcia gets to him, knocks down the three.
Garcia can shoot that rock. Well, Williams, that's all he needs to do. Just stay inside that paint. I told you he's a post, Charles. Something like that. There's Buttery Hands Liddell. That's your guy.
That's my guy, Buttery Hands.
Liddell was solid. He always is. He had 15 points, but Marcus Williams is more solid than anybody.
Hey, Marcus Williams came to play this game because he didn't have a good game the first time they played. This time he said, hey, I'm going to be aggressive. Williams takes it baseline, nice finish. Barella said, hey, I'm going to shoot it. It's a wide open shot. Cougars looking nice. And then my guy, look at Liddell with the handles, the step back, the jumper. Kid can play.
That is your guy, Christian Cunningham. That's my guy, Christian Cunningham. And one, count that off the window. Cunningham not done. Look at this step.
Ooh.
Give me that.
Oh.
Put back. Christian Cunningham was big time. I told you Garcia was big time, though, too, for Cleveland. He always had a timely three, and here's one out of the corner. That's good, and it's a 1-point lead for the Cougars.
1 point lead. The teams are going back and forth, back and forth. Cougars looking for an answer. Liddell on that little baseline. Get see the buttery touch.
On the buzzer.
The buckets fall.
Yeah, I like that.
Cougars moving it. Looking good, 33-31. Ball movement, find the post. Cunningham, little up and under. Drop it down. Big fella looking good
like
right
that,
there.
Charles.
Not anymore. I would probably break my ankle. But Williams says, hey, I can do the same thing, but nice little layup, post-entry pass.
I'll tell you what, you haven't seen a Ryan Jones highlight yet, have you?
Nope.
Ryan Jones with the steal other way, had 1 point at the half, finishes with 24 in all. Cunningham seemed to always have the answer. Reverse layup off the window and in. It's a smooth move on the baseline. And then Ryan Jones, a little pickpocket. He'll get it back from Mabu, and that's an easy bucket. Back and forth we go. Cleveland takes the lead up 1.
And Jones, as you mentioned, 1 point at the half, but heating up the lucky lefty with the nice stroke all in his face. Cougars, can they answer back? Liddell sizing them up. and doing what he does best. Find open man, ball movement, swing it. Dixon from the corner.
I like that.
Knocks it down.
Just a freshie.
And Liddell says, hey, I can bang with the big fellas too, little Dipsy dude. Liddell
I knew
finishes.
you'd like that highlight. Dixon again. The freshman. 2 big triples at the end of the game. And all of a sudden the Cougars are up 2. What are you going to do? Time running out? Give it to Marcus Williams. And Cleveland with a last-ditch effort in regulation to win it. Nope. Christian Cunningham for the win. No.
Close.
So let's go to overtime.
That's a mismatch, though. They had Williams matched up with Liddell, but Jones says, hey, it's my time to take over. A little shimmy shake in the lane, finishes off the glass, and he's been quiet all game, but we know he's dangerous. Williams, double team, kicks it out to Mabu. Boom, knocks it down. A little too much. Cleveland at the end.
Yeah.
Carpenter gets the bucket, but that's game time. Cleveland survives, wins it 60 to 55 overtime.
In
stay at first.
OT, let's hear what Marcus Williams and Coach Smith had to say. That is a scare for them. Cleveland's been
with
playing
18
some
points,
tight
but none
ones
bigger
as of late,
than the
right?
one that put it into overtime. Seconds coming down, ball in your hands, big time shot just to give your guys a chance to win.
Yes, sir. Well, Coach drew up a play. It didn't supposed to go to Ryan, or I'm not sure it's supposed to go to actually. But you know, we just played basketball like he always preaches.
District is always a grind, but particularly for you so far, it has been. Overtime win at Santa Fe, and then a tough one against Volcano Vista, 4-point win where they had an opportunity. And now this one obviously goes into overtime, but you're 3-0.
I'll take the 3-0. We just like to make it interesting, I guess. But, you know, so we told the guys early in the season it's going to be a grind, and you have to embrace the grind, and definitely proud of our effort tonight. You got to give a lot of credit to Cibola because those guys just battle, and, you know, I can't say enough about Christian and Malik inside. Those guys they're a handful in there, 2 of the biggest, best big men, I think, in the entire state. And they carried them tonight. And, you know, like I said, it was definitely a battle with them.
Well, Coach Smith's got to be happy. He's 3-0 in district, regardless of how tight it's been, Charles. And guess what? Tomorrow night, of course, we're going to be there.
Of course.
Cleveland's hosting Real Ranch. In fact, we're going to do an extra long pregame show for you. It'll all start at 6:30 projected start time, depending on where the JV game is. We'll break down all the games going down on Tuesday night, and we'll break down that Cleveland Real Rancho matchup. uSports Network, Channel 26, ProViewNetworks.com live. All good stuff.
That's going to be a good one. We'll be out there
Monster
interacting
game.
with the
Monster
fans.
game. 2-1
You already
Rams in
know
district.
how big the game is. You have a Rio Rancho team with a loss already, a Cleveland team who's been struggling but getting a win, and that's all that matters. Get the W, sets up a monster matchup tomorrow
You heard
night.
it from Coach Brian Smith. The matchup tomorrow night is going to be huge. You're not going to want to miss that.
fun.
3 and out. When you return, we'll talk about the Super Bowl and high school hoops across the state. Come on back to Sports Central.